Sunday is different from other days. It arrives more slowly. It does not rush in. It comes quietly, the way light comes through curtains that are not quite closed. A thin line at first, then a little more. Then the whole room, soft and golden. A little boy is in his bed. His name is Arthur. He is 5 years old. He has a striped duvet and a very flat pillow that he prefers to all other pillows. He has been awake for a little while now, but he has not got up. There is no reason to get up yet. That is the thing about Sunday. He lies on his back. He looks at the ceiling. The ceiling is white and plain, but the light moving on it is interesting. The curtains move very slightly in the air from the window, just enough. The light shifts, slow, soft moving, back and forth, back and forth. He watches it. He can hear the house. The quiet sounds of a Sunday morning. Somewhere downstairs, the low murmur of the radio. Too far away to hear the words, just the sound of voices talking, calm and steady, like the house is having a conversation with itself. A door opens somewhere, soft footsteps, the creak of the third stair from the bottom. He knows that creak. He has known it his whole life. Then quiet again. He turns onto his side. He pulls the duvet up a little higher. It is warm under here. The perfect temperature. Not too warm, not at all cold. Just right in a way that is hard to explain. Kind of warmth that makes it very difficult to leave. He has no intention of leaving yet. Through the gap in the curtains, he can see a piece of sky. Just a piece. A rectangle of pale blue. The top of the house across the road. And above it, the sky. Thin white cloud moving slowly across. He watches it move through his rectangle of sky. It takes a while. He waits. The cloud reaches the edge of the curtain. Then it is gone. More sky comes. Plain and pale and very still. He can smell something coming up from downstairs. Faint at first, then a little stronger. Toast. He breathes it in. There is nothing quite like the smell of toast coming up a staircase on a Sunday morning. It is the smell of no hurry, the smell of someone downstairs taking care of things, the smell of the day beginning slowly and warmly and well. His stomach makes a small sound. He puts his hand on it. Good morning to you too, he thinks. He stretches. His arms go over his head. His feet push down against the end of the duvet. He stretches all the way from fingertips to toes. He holds it for a moment. Every part of him long and awake. Then he lets go. He settles back. Softer now. More awake. But still not getting up. Not quite yet. There is a cat. Her name is Biscuit. She is orange and white and extremely opinionated about where she sleeps. Currently, she is at the end of Arthur's bed. She has been there all night. He can feel the weight of her on his feet, a warm, solid, purring weight. He lifts his head to look at her. She opens one eye. She looks at him. She closes it again. She is not ready either. He puts his head back down. He listens to her purring. It is a very good sound, low and steady and continuous, like something small and warm running inside her, like a tiny engine made entirely of contentment. The radio downstairs changes. Music now. Something gentle. He cannot make out the melody from up here. Just the shape of it. Low and unhurried. It goes well with Sunday morning. It goes well with the light moving on the ceiling. Arthur thinks about the day. Sunday means no school. He knows this. It is one of the best things he knows. Sunday means slow. Sunday means his father making something in the kitchen that takes a long time. Sunday means reading on the sofa with no particular reason to stop. Sunday means the park in the afternoon if the weather is right. He thinks about all of this very pleasantly, the way you think about good things when you are warm in bed and do not have to be anywhere. Biscuit shifts at the end of the bed. She stands up. She turns around once. Then she walks up the bed towards him. He watches her come. She steps carefully, each paw placed with great deliberation, as if she is crossing something complicated. She reaches him. She sniffs his chin. Her nose is cool and dry. He does not move. He waits. She turns around twice on his chest. Then she lies down, right on his chest. She's heavier than she looks, but warm, very warm. He can feel her purring now, not just with his ears, but with his whole chest. The vibration of it going all the way through him. He puts one hand on her back. She does not object. Her fur is very soft. He strokes her slowly. Once, twice. She purrs louder. They lie there together. The ceiling light moving. The radio a gentle shape of sound from downstairs. The curtains shifting. The rectangle of sky getting a little brighter, a little more deep. Footsteps on the stairs. He knows these footsteps. They stop outside his door. A quiet knock. 2 knocks. The particular knock. Come in, Arthur says. The door opens. His mother. She is in her dressing gown. Soft grey one with wide sleeves. Her hair is not done yet. She looks like Sunday too. She looks at him. She looks at Biscuit on his chest. Morning, she says. Morning, he says. She comes and sits on the edge of the bed. The mattress dips slightly. Biscuit opens one eye. She keeps purring. His mother looks at the window. Nice morning, she says. It is, Arthur says. She nods. Sun's coming out. Arthur looks at his rectangle of sky. It is brighter now. A proper blue. Good, he says. His mother looks at him. She reaches over and smooths his hair. Just once. Does not mind. Daddy is making pancakes, she says. Arthur looks at the ceiling. He considers this information. He considers it for a moment with the gravity it deserves. Pancakes, he says. She nods. With the blueberries, she says. Biscuit is removed from his chest very gently. She makes a small sound of protest. She lands on the bed. She sits. She looks at Arthur as he gets up. She looks at his mother. She looks at the door. She follows them out. She always does. She pretends to be indifferent, but she always follows. The stairs are warm underfoot. He takes them slowly. No need to rush. The third stair from the bottom makes its sound. It always does. The kitchen is the warmest room in the house on Sunday mornings. He feels it before he reaches the bottom of the stairs. The warmth and the smell of it. Butter in the pan, something sweet. The particular smell of a pancake just beginning. His father is at the cooker. He is wearing his old blue jumper, the one with the faded collar. He has a spatula in one hand. He's watching the pan very carefully, the way you have to watch pancakes. They do not forgive inattention. Morning, his father says. He does not look up. His eyes are on the pan. Morning, says Arthur. Arthur climbs onto his stool at the kitchen counter. He puts his elbows on the counter. He rests his chin in his hands. He watches his father. The pan sizzles softly. His father lifts the edge of the pancake with the spatula. He looks underneath. He nods. He flips it. It lands perfectly. Arthur watches this with great respect. His father looks up. Did you see that? He says. Arthur nods. Perfect, he says. His father is pleased. He looks back at the pan. His mother makes tea. She moves around the kitchen quietly. The kettle, the cups, the particular sound of the teapot being warmed. Sunday morning kitchen sounds. All of them familiar, all of them good. Biscuit sits near the back door. She looks at the garden. She looks at the kitchen. She has not decided yet. The first pancake comes out. His father puts it on a plate. He carries it to Arthur. He puts the blueberries on top. A spoonful of them, dark blue and very round. And a little honey, drizzled slowly. It catches the kitchen light as it falls. A thin golden thread. Arthur looks at it. Thank you, he says. His father nods. He goes back to the pan. Arthur picks up his fork. He cuts a piece. He puts it in his mouth. Oh, it is soft and warm and a little crisp at the edges. The blueberry is sweet and sharp at the same time. The honey is just enough. He chews slowly. He looks out the kitchen window while he chews. The garden is bright with morning sun. The grass is still damp. It catches the light, every blade of it. The apple tree in the corner is very still. A wood pigeon on the fence sits with its feathers puffed out, brown and grey and comfortable, very pleased with the morning. His mother sits beside him with her tea. She wraps both hands around the cup. She looks out at the garden too. Look at him, she says. She means the pigeon. Arthur looks. He does look very pleased with himself, Arthur thinks. He thinks pigeons generally seem very satisfied with their lives. He thinks this is a good quality to have. His father brings 2 more plates. He sits down. He has his tea. He cuts his pancake. They eat together without talking much. The radio is still on, low and easy. The garden is bright in the window. The pigeon stays on the fence. Biscuit has decided about the garden. She is out there now. stepping carefully through the damp grass, sniffing at things, her tail up. Arthur eats his pancakes slowly. He makes them last. This is important. Pancakes should be made to last. He has always believed this. The sun has moved while they have been sitting here. It comes through the kitchen window now at a different angle. It lies across the table in a long stripe. Warm and yellow. It touches Arthur's hand. He turns his hand over in it, looks at the back of it. The light catches the small hairs, makes them gold. He looks at his father's hand on the table, much bigger. He puts his hand next to it. His father looks down. He puts his hand flat beside Arthur's. They look at them, side by side, the big one and the small one, in the stripe of Sunday morning sun. His father closes his hand around Arthur's, just for a moment, warm and firm and bare. Then he lets go. He picks up his tea. Arthur picks up his last piece of pancake. He eats it. He puts his fork down. He looks around the kitchen at his mother with her tea and her Sunday dressing gown, at his father with his old blue jumper, at the garden bright in the window, at the pigeon still on the fence, at Biscuit crossing the lawn with great purpose, at the plates and the teacups and the small jar of honey with a wooden dipper resting across the top, at the stripe of sun on the table. He takes it all in. He does not name what he is feeling. He does not have a word for it yet, but it is there, warm and full and very quiet, like the morning itself. Later they go to the park. The three of them walk slowly beneath the trees. The morning has grown warmer now. Sunlight filters through the leaves above them. Patches of light move across the path as they walk. Arthur walks between his parents, not because he has to, just because it feels right. The park is busy in the quiet Sunday way. Dogs chasing sticks. Cyclists moving slowly along the paths. Families sitting on picnic blankets. A man reading a newspaper on a bench beneath an oak tree. Nobody seems rushed. Nobody seems late. Everybody belongs to Sunday. They walk past the pond. The ducks are still there. The mother duck and her 4 ducklings. Arthur watches them move through the water. The ducklings stay close behind, like little floating shadows. A breeze moves across the pond. Small ripples spread outward. The reflections of the clouds break apart, then come together again. Arthur leans over the railing. The water smells cool, not quite like rain, not quite like earth. Something in between. A dragonfly flashes briefly across the surface. Blue for a moment, then gone. They continue walking, past the flower beds, past the bandstand, past the old oak tree that seems older than everything else in the park. Arthur likes that tree. It feels permanent, as though it has watched thousands of Sundays pass beneath its branches. Eventually, they reach their favourite bench. The one facing the pond. The one that catches the morning sun. His father sits first, his mother beside him. Arthur squeezes into the space beside them. The wood feels warm already. The sun rests across their knees. The pond glitters beyond the grass. For a while they simply sit, watching, listening. A dog splashes into the shallow edge of the pond. its owner laughs. The dog shakes itself. Water flies everywhere. A few ducks move away with mild annoyance. Arthur laughs. His parents laugh too. Then the park settles again, slowly, naturally, as though nothing much can disturb on a Sunday morning for very long. A little further away, a child is trying to fly a kite. The kite rises, wobbles, falls, then rises again. Each attempt a little higher than before. Arthur watches it. The bright colour against the blue sky. The string stretched tight in the sunlight. Eventually the kite catches the wind properly. It climbs higher, steadier. The child cheers. The kite dances above the park. Arthur smiles. His father points towards the clouds. They're moving slowly now. Large white clouds drifting above the trees, casting shadows across the grass. Then moving on. Everything in the park seems to move gently. The clouds, the ducks, the leaves, the kite, even the sunlight. Arthur leans back against the bench, the warmth of the wood behind him, the warmth of the sun on his face, the familiar presence of his parents on either side. The pond, the trees, the Sunday sounds, all of it together. He looks up. The sky is very blue now. The kind of blue that only seems to happen on slow mornings. A blackbird lands briefly on the path nearby, tilts its head, then flies away again. Arthur follows it with his eyes until it disappears into the trees. The ducks continue across the pond. The kite continues to dance in the wind. The old oak tree stands exactly where it always has. And the Sunday morning carries on around them, warm, unhurried, and exactly as it should be. Grandpa's house is at the end of a long road, a road with tall trees on both sides. In summer, the trees make a green tunnel all the way down. In autumn, they make a golden one. Today, the leaves are turning. Some still green, some yellow at the edges, some letting go and drifting down slowly across the windscreen as the car turns in. A little girl is looking out of the car window. Her name is Eliza. She is 5 years old. She has her nose pressed against the glass. Her breath makes a small fog on the window. She draws a circle in it with her finger, then a smaller circle inside that one. Then the car stops. They are here. Grandpa is already at the door. He always is. He hears the car on the gravel before anyone knocks. He says it is because he has very good ears. Eliza believes him. He is wearing his garden jumper, the green one with the hole in the left elbow. He has been wearing it as long as Eliza can remember. Her mother says he wore it before Eliza was born. Eliza finds this extraordinary, that things existed before her. The jumper and the garden and Grandpa standing at the door. All of it waiting before she came along. She gets out of the car and runs to him. He crouches down. His knees make a sound. He does not mind. He opens his arms and she goes into them. He smells like the garden jumper and tea and something earthy and good. He smells like Grandpa. There is no other way to describe it. Come and see, he says. He takes her hand. He does not go inside first. He goes around the side of the house, straight to the garden. This is always how it starts. The garden gate is wooden and old. It has a latch that you have to lift just right. Grandpa lifts it. The gate swings open. It makes its particular sound. A low creak and a soft clunk as it opens fully. Eliza has heard this sound her whole life. It means something good is about to happen. The garden is long and narrow. It goes quite far back from the house, farther than you expect when you first see it, like it is bigger on the inside than the outside. Eliza has thought this many times. The path down the middle is made of old stone slabs, uneven and mossy at the edges, green and grey and very old. Grandpa knows which ones are slippery. He steers her around those ones. He always has. On either side of the path, the garden does what it wants. That is how Grandpa describes it. He says he suggests things. He plants and prunes and waters and feeds. But in the end, the garden does what it wants, and Eliza thinks he likes it that way. There are roses along the left side. Most have finished now. Their petals have gone, but the hips are there, small and round and very red, like tiny lanterns. Grandpa picks one and holds it out to her. She takes it. It is smooth and cool and firm. She rolls it between her fingers. The birds love those, Grandpa says. In winter, when there is not much else, they come for those. Eliza looks at the hip in her hand. She puts it back on the bush carefully. For the birds, she says. Grandpa nods. For the birds. Further down, the apple tree. It stands a little to the right of the path, old and wide and comfortable looking, like it has been standing there so long it has forgotten what it was like not to be there. 3 apples still on the upper branches. The rest are in the grass below, some split and going soft, already being taken apart by small things, wasps and worms and the slow work of the earth. Grandpa picks up one from the grass. He wipes it on his jumper. He takes a bite. He nods while he chews. Still good, he says. He offers it to Eliza. She takes a bite. It is sharp and sweet and very cold from the autumn air. The juice runs down a little. She wipes her chin. They stand under the apple tree together, looking up. The 3 apples on the upper branches are out of reach. They glow red-green against the white sky. Shall we leave those ones, Grandpa says, for the birds and the squirrels? Eliza looks at them. She nods. She thinks of the birds and squirrels coming after they have gone, finding the apples there. She likes this thought. They walk further down the garden, past the vegetable patch on the right. Most of it is done for the year. Brown stalks and turned earth, and the last of the runner beans hanging limp on their canes. But the leeks are still there, standing in a row, sturdy and green and upright, doing very well. Grandpa looks at them with satisfaction. He crouches down beside the bed. He puts his hand on the earth. Just rest it there for a moment. His hand is large and brown, and the knuckles are big from many years of gardening. The earth is dark and damp. Eliza crouches beside him. She puts her hand on the earth too. It is cold and very soft, and it smells like something old and alive and good. Grandpa looks at her hand beside his. He says nothing. He just looks. Then he stands up slowly. His knees make their sound again. At the very end of the garden, there is a bench, old like everything here. The wood has gone silver grey from the weather. He faces back towards the house. From here, you can see the whole garden laid out in front of you. The path and the roses and the apple tree and the vegetable patch and the house at the far end. They sit down. Grandpa stretches his legs out. He puts his hands on his knees. He looks at the garden. Eliza sits beside him. She puts her hands on her knees too. She looks at the garden. A robin lands on the top of the nearest rose cane. It is very close. Close enough that they can see the dark eye, the orange-red chest, bright in the grey afternoon. It looks at them. It looks at the garden. It opens its beak and sings, clear and sweet and very loud for such a small thing. 3 notes, then a pause, then 3 more. Grandpa does not move. Eliza does not move. The robin sings. After a while, it drops down to the earth near the rosebed. It hops along, pecking, finding things in a disturbed soil, things only robins know about. Grandpa watches it. He and the robin have an understanding, Eliza thinks. They've been in this garden for a long time. The robin, or its father, or its grandfather, Grandpa, or whatever Grandpa was before she knew him, all of them in this garden, year after year. It is quiet on the bench, the good kind of quiet, the kind that is full rather than empty, full of the garden sounds, the robin, a wood pigeon somewhere in the tall trees at the back, the soft drop of water from a leaf somewhere nearby. Eliza leans against Grandpa's arm. He is solid and warm, even through the garden jumper. She can feel the roughness of the wool on her cheek. She does not mind. He puts his arm around her. She looks at the garden from inside the circle of his arm. Everything looks the same, and also somehow safer. Do you come here every day? She asks. He thinks about this. Most days, he says. There is always something. Even when there is nothing to do, there is always something. Eliza looks at the garden. She tries to see it the way he sees it after all these years. The same path and the same roses and the same apple tree. And yet, every day, something. She thinks she understands a little. The robin has moved to the apple tree now. It sits on a low branch. It has found something. It works at it quietly. The light is changing. Afternoon light in autumn changes quickly. It was white and flat when they sat down. Now it is lower, warmer, touching the tops of the rose canes and the upper branches of the apple tree, making them gold, making the 3 high apples glow. We should go in soon, Grandpa says, but neither of them moves yet. The robin sings again from the apple tree. 3 notes, a pause, then 3 more. Eliza smiles. Grandpa smiles too. For a while they simply sit, watching, listening. The garden feels different now. The light has become softer. Long shadows stretch across the path. The tops of the rose canes glow gold. Even the old shed at the far end of the garden looks warmer somehow. Grandpa notices Eliza looking at it. Have you ever been inside? He asks. Eliza shakes her head. Grandpa stands slowly. His knees make their usual sound. Then he holds out his hand. Come and see. They walk across the grass towards the shed. The wooden door is faded green, or at least it used to be. Now it is mostly weather and time. Grandpa lifts the latch. The door opens with a gentle creak. Inside it smells of wood and earth. Old flower pots are stacked against one wall. Bundles of string hang from hooks. There are seed packets in small boxes. Some new, some very old. Eliza looks around carefully. Everything feels important. As though every object has a story she does not know yet. Grandpa picks up a small tin from a shelf. The lid rattles softly. Inside are seeds, hundreds of them. Tiny brown seeds, tiny black seeds, tiny pale seeds. What are those? Asks Eliza. Next spring, says Grandpa. Eliza looks again. They do not look like spring. They look like almost nothing. Grandpa laughs quietly. They never do. He places the tin back on the shelf. Outside again, the garden feels cooler. Not cold, just evening beginning to arrive. They walk slowly back towards the apple tree. A leaf drifts down between them, then another. The grass beneath the tree is scattered with fallen apples, some perfect, some pecked by birds, some already returning quietly to the earth. The robin has moved lower now. It sits on the fence post near the vegetable patch, watching everything, or perhaps watching nothing at all. Grandpa stops beside the leeks. They've done well this year. Eliza looks at them, tall, straight, patient, waiting. The way gardens always seem to wait for something. Rain, spring, birds, sunshine, people. Grandpa places one hand lightly on her shoulder. Together they look down the length of the garden, the path, the roses, the apple tree, the shed, the bench at the far end. Everything exactly where it belongs. The robin sings once more. 3 notes. A pause. Then 3 more. Eliza thinks she understands what Grandpa meant. There is always something. A robin on a fence. A leaf falling. Seeds waiting in a tin. 3 apples still hanging high above the garden. Nothing extraordinary, and yet somehow enough. The evening light grows warmer. The garden grows quieter. The robin remains on the fence. The apples remain in the tree. And Eliza stands beside Grandpa, looking across the garden, while the whole place carries on exactly as it always has. Growing, changing, waiting, and quietly becoming itself. It is a bright morning at Meadow Lane School. The sun is coming through the tall windows. It makes long stripes of light across the classroom floor. Warm and yellow and very clean. The kind of morning that makes everything look a little more itself. A little more alive. The children are arriving one by one, hanging up their coats on the pegs outside. Each peg has a name on it, and a small picture beneath the name. A star, a moon, a leaf, a fish, a flower. The children know their own pegs without looking at the names. They just know. A little girl comes through the door. Her name is Lily. She is 5 years old. She has 2 plaits in her hair tied with red ribbons. Her coat is green. She hangs it on her peg, the one with the moon. She smooths it down so it hangs straight. Then she goes inside. The classroom is already busy with the soft sounds of morning. Chairs scraping gently. Pencil cases opening. The low, comfortable murmur of children finding their places. Lily finds her seat. She sits down and looks around. Beside her is a boy named Ezra. Ezra has arrived already. He is sitting very still. His hands are folded on the table. He is looking at the stripe of sunlight on the floor. He watches it for a long time without blinking. He does that sometimes. Gets very still and very focused on one thing. His eyes go quiet, like the whole world has narrowed down to just that one stripe of light. Lily watches him watching it. She looks at the stripe of light too. It is very bright in the middle and softer at the edges. She had not noticed that before. She is glad Ezra was looking at it. On Lily's other side is a girl named Priya. Priya is already drawing. She draws every morning before the lesson starts. Her pencil moves fast and certain across the paper. She does not stop to think about what to draw. It just comes. Lines, and shapes and something that is becoming a garden or a forest or something in between. Lily watches Priya's hand for a moment. How sure it is. How it knows exactly where to go. Priya looks up and sees Lily watching. She turns the paper so Lily can see better. Lily looks. It is a tree. But the branches go in every direction, up and sideways, and even a little down. And on every branch, something different. A bird, a lantern, a small house, a kite. It's a wishing tree, Priya says. Every branch is a different wish. Lily looks at it for a moment. I love it, she says. And she means it. The teacher comes in. Her name is Miss Holloway. She has short grey hair and round glasses and a voice that is never too loud and never too soft. Always just right. Good morning, everyone, she says. Good morning, Miss Holloway, the children say back. Not all at the same time, in a gentle wave, like a round. Miss Holloway puts something on her desk, a big glass jar, empty, and beside it, a basket of small, smooth stones. The children look at the jar, they look at the stones, they wait. Miss Holloway picks up one stone. She holds it up. Every stone in this basket, she says, is different. She puts it down. She picks up another. Different colour, different shape, different weight. She puts that one down too. None of these stones is the same as another, she says. She looks around the room, just like not one of you is the same as another. The children look at each other. Miss Holloway carries the jar to the first table. She sets it down. She gives each child a stone from the basket. She goes to every table. Every child gets one stone. Lily's stone is pale grey with a thin white line running through the middle. She turns it over in her fingers. It is smooth and cool. The white line goes almost all the way around. Almost, but not quite. It stops just before it meets itself. Ezra's stone is dark, almost black, very smooth, very heavy for its size. He holds it in his palm and looks at it. He closes his fingers around it slowly. Priya's stone is the colour of sand. It has a small dent on one side, like a thumbprint pressed into it a very long time ago. She fits her own thumb into the dent. It fits almost perfectly. She looks up with wide eyes. Miss Holloway comes back to the front. I would like you, she says, to think about your stone. Look at it. Feel it. What makes it different from every other stone? The room goes quiet, the good kind of quiet, full of thinking. Lily looks at her white line. She traces it with her finger, all the way along, to where it stops, just before the end. She wonders why it stopped there. She wonders what was happening inside the stone when that line was made a very long time ago, when the world was much younger. After a while, Miss Holloway asks if anyone wants to share. A boy at the back puts his hand up. His name is Finn. He is tall for his age and very quiet most of the time. He holds up his stone. It is orange, bright orange, like an autumn leaf. Mine is the colour of a fox, he says. The room considers this. Yes, says Miss Holloway, it is exactly the colour of a fox. A girl near the window holds up hers. It is almost perfectly round, like someone made it that way on purpose. Mine looks like a little moon, she says. Another hand goes up, and another. A stone that is striped like a tiny zebra. A stone with a sparkle in it, just one small point of light. A stone so flat it is almost like paper. A stone with a crack that has healed, grown back together but left a mark. Like a scar, says the boy who holds it. My grandpa has a scar like this on his hand. Miss Holloway listens to all of them. She does not rush anyone. She nods at each one. Her face says, yes, I see it. I see exactly what you mean. Then she picks up the jar. She comes around to each table again. This time she asks each child to put their stone inside, one by one. Lily puts hers in. She watches it fall among the others. She can still see it. The pale grey one with a white line that almost meets itself. She could find it again. She knows she could. When all the stones are in the jar, Miss Holloway holds it up. She turns it slowly. The stones shift and settle. They make a soft sound, a quiet, comfortable sound, like something settling into place. Look, she says, they are more beautiful together, each one different, each one still itself, but together something even better. The children look at the jar, the orange stone and the round one and the striped one and the sparkly one and Lily's grey one with the white line, all of them together, all of them different, all of them making the jar full and varied and worth looking at. Lily thinks about this. She looks at Ezra beside her. He's still holding the jar with his eyes, very focused, very still, seeing something in it that she might not see. She looks at Priya. Priya has taken out her drawing again. She's adding something to the wishing tree, a new branch at the very bottom, a branch that goes sideways and then curves gently upward, and on the end of it, a small jar, full of tiny circles, each one different. Lily watches her draw it. She does not say anything, neither does Priya. They just sit together in the stripe of morning sunlight, while the jar of stones sits at the front of the class, and the room hums with the quiet work of 20 different children, each one doing it in their own way. At lunch, they go outside. The playground is warm in the midday sun. The children spread out across it in their different ways. Some run immediately, arms out very fast for the pure pleasure of it. Some walk to the bench along the wall and sit and watch. Some go to the corner where the mud is and look for things. Lily stands for a moment and looks at all of them. At Finn running with his arms out. At Ezra on the bench, watching a cloud. At Priya, already crouching near the flower bed with something in her hand. At children she does not know as well, each one doing their own particular thing, each one completely themselves. She thinks about the stones in the jar, how they looked all together, all different, all still themselves, but together something better. She goes to find Priya at the flower bed. Priya holds something out, a feather, small and brown and very light. Found it, Priya says. For the drawing. Lily nods. For the wishing tree, she says. Priya nods. for the wishing tree. They stay there together, looking at the small brown feather in Priya's hand. The sun is warm on their backs. The sounds of the playground go on around them. All those different children, all those different ways of spending a lunch break, all of it part of the same afternoon, all of it part of the same school, all of it somehow exactly right. Later, at the end of the day, Miss Holloway puts the jar of stones on the windowsill, where the light comes through. The afternoon sun catches them. The orange one glows. The sparkly one flashes once. The round one looks even more like a moon. And Lily's grey one with a white line sits among them all, still itself, still with its line that almost meets, glowing a little in the warm, late light. Miss Holloway looks at the jar for a moment. Then she looks at the class. You can look at it whenever you like, she says, to remember. The children look at it, at all of their different stones, together in the glass. Lily looks at it on her way out. She stops at the door. She looks back at the jar on the windowsill, at her stone in among all the others, still there, still itself, still glowing quietly in the afternoon light. She goes out and gets her green coat from the moon peg. She puts it on. She does the zip, all the way up. Outside, her mother is waiting at the gate. Lily runs to her. Her plaits bounce as she runs. The red ribbons catch the light. Her mother crouches down. "How was today?" she says. Lily thinks about the jar of stones and Ezra watching the stripe of sunlight, about Priya's wishing tree with its branches going everywhere, about the feather in the flower bed, about 20 different children on a warm playground, each one being exactly themselves. "We all have a stone," Lily says, "and they are all different, and they are more beautiful together." Her mother looks at her. She nods slowly. "That is exactly right," she says. "That is exactly right." They walk home together, hand in hand, through the bright afternoon, through streets full of different houses and different gardens and different people going about their different days. And that evening, when Lily is in her bed and the room is dark and quiet, she thinks about her stone, pale grey, with a white line that goes almost all the way around. Almost, but not quite, stopping just before the end. And she used to think that was the unfinished part, the part that was not quite right. But now she thinks maybe that is the best part, the place where it stopped, the place that makes it different from every other stone in the world, the place that makes it hers. She holds that thought gently, the way you hold a smooth stone in your palm, feeling the weight of it, the coolness, the particular shape of it, that belongs to no one else. And outside her window, the street is quiet, and the stars are out, if you look, each one different, each one its own particular distance away, its own particular brightness, together making something so wide and deep and full of light that no one word is big enough for it. And Lily breathes in and breathes out, her hands soft on the blanket, her plaits undone now, her hair spread on the pillow, her eyes closing on a day full of different things, full of different people, full of different stones in a glass jar on a sunlit windowsill, each one glowing, each one itself, each one part of something bigger and more beautiful than it could ever be alone, like stars, like children in a classroom, like stones in a jar, like every different voice that said good morning today, in a gentle wave, like a round, all different, all together, all beautiful, still glowing, still there, still. Lunch is finished. The plates are cleared. The kitchen is quiet again. Just the soft sound of water running in the sink. And then that too stops. A little boy is putting on his shoes by the front door. His name is Henry. He is 4 years old. He has round cheeks and a striped jumper and one shoelace that is always coming undone. His father ties it for him. Double knot, his father says. Henry looks at it seriously. Double knot, he agrees. His baby sister is in the pram. She is already outside. His mother is with her. Henry can see them through the frosted glass of the front door. Two shapes, one tall, one small and round. His father opens the door. The afternoon air comes in, cool and fresh and smelling of autumn. Leaves and earth and something that is not quite rain, but not quite dry either. The particular smell of an October afternoon in London. Henry breathes it in. They go out together. Down the front path. Through the gate. Henry closes the gate behind him. He always does this now. He learned it matters. He closes it carefully. He checks it is shut. It is. The park is at the end of the road. 5 minutes if you walk slowly. They always walk slowly. There is no reason not to. The pram wheels make a soft sound on the pavement. A low, steady rumble. Henry walks beside his father. He looks at things as he goes. A cat on a windowsill, grey and very large. It watches them pass with mild interest. Henry watches it back. It blinks. He blinks. It looks away first. Henry considers this a win. A puddle near the drain, long and narrow. He steps around it carefully. He is wearing good shoes today. He saves the puddles for boot stays. This is his system. He thinks it is a good system. A front garden with a pear tree. 2 pears still on the branches, high up. The others have all fallen. He can see them in the grass below, yellow and soft, and going back into the earth. He points them out to his father. His father looks. Those 2 are holding on, his father says. Henry nods. Good for them, he says. They reach the park. The iron gates are open. They always are during the day. Henry goes through first. He puts his hand on the cold iron bar as he passes. He always does this. He does not know why. It just feels right. The park is not very busy this afternoon. It is a Tuesday. Tuesday afternoons are quieter than weekends. Henry likes Tuesday afternoons in the park for this reason. More space, more quiet, more of the park for noticing things. They take the path to the left, the one that goes around the edge, under the big trees. The trees are losing their leaves now. The ground beneath them is covered. Orange and brown and dark red and yellow. A whole carpet of them. Deep and soft and making a particular sound underfoot. Henry steps into the leaves. He lifts his feet higher than necessary. He brings them down with purpose. Crunch, crunch, crunch. He does it slowly, deliberately, listening to each one. His father pushes the pram alongside him on the path. He is not in a hurry. He watches Henry in the leaves. He does not say, "Come back to the path." He just walks slowly beside him. Henry's baby sister is looking up at the trees from the pram. Her eyes are very wide. All those branches above her, all those colours, leaves drifting down now and then. One lands on the pram hood. She looks at it. It is bright orange. 5 points, like a small hand. She looks at it for a very long time. Henry comes back to the path. He has a leaf in each hand. He chose them carefully from the ground. One red, one yellow. He holds them up to the light. The sun comes through them. The red one glows like something lit from inside. The yellow one is almost golden. He can see the veins running through it. Thin dark lines in all directions, like a map of somewhere very small. He brings the red one over to the pram. He holds it above his sister. She looks at it. Her hand comes up. She reaches for it. Her small fingers open and close. Henry lowers it slowly. She grabs it. She holds it tightly. She looks at it with her whole face. Henry watches her. He is quiet for a moment. They walk on, further around the path. The trees here are older, very tall. Their trunks are wide and dark. The bark is rough and deeply lined. Henry puts his hand on one as he passes. The bark is cool and hard and complicated under his fingers. He keeps his hand on it as he walks, until he has to let go. There is a bench ahead. Their bench, Henry thinks of it. It is near the pond. It faces the water. It is a good bench. It has been here a long time. The wood is smooth and dark from all the years of weather. His father parks the pram beside the bench. He sits down. He stretches his legs out in front of him. He puts his hands in his coat pockets. He looks at the pond. Henry sits beside him. He sits the same way, legs out, hands in pockets. He looks at the pond too. The pond is very still today, not a ripple, just a flat, dark surface, reflecting the trees and the white sky above them. Everything upside down in the water, perfectly quiet, perfectly still. A duck is near the far edge, just one. It is not doing very much. It drifts very slowly, without moving its feet. The water carries it, just slightly, just enough. Henry watches it. He thinks it must be a very good feeling to be carried like that, without doing anything, just floating, just being there. A leaf falls from the tree above the bench. It falls slowly, spinning as it goes. It lands on the surface of the pond. The water shudders, just slightly, in a tiny ring. Then it is still again. The leaf sits on the surface. It rocks very gently, once, twice. Then it is still too. Henry and his father watch all of this. Neither of them speaks. There is nothing to say. It is the kind of moment that does not need words. It is complete just as it is. His baby sister makes a small sound. Not unhappy, just present. Just saying, I am here too. Henry looks at her. She still has the red leaf. It is a little crumpled now, but she is holding it carefully, her fist around it, like something precious. His father puts his arm around Henry. Henry leans against him. His father is warm and solid and smells like his coat and the afternoon. Henry closes his eyes for a moment, just one moment. The sounds of the park are all around him. A bird somewhere in the trees. The very faint sound of children further away in the park. The soft movement of the pram when his sister shifts. The particular quiet of the pond. He opens his eyes. Everything is exactly as it was. The pond still, the duck still drifting, the leaf still rocking. No, the leaf has stopped rocking. It is still now too. A man walks past on the path behind them. He has a dog on a lead. The dog looks at Henry as it passes. Henry looks at the dog. The dog has very long ears. It wags its tail once, then it is past. Henry watches them go along the path, the man and the dog getting smaller, until they turn the corner under the big trees, and they are gone. He looks back at the pond. The duck has moved. Not far, just a little closer to the middle now. Still not doing very much. Still just being there. Still being carried by the water without any effort at all. Henry thinks he would like to be a duck on a still pond on a Tuesday afternoon. He thinks it sounds like a very good life. His father shifts beside him. A breeze moves lightly across the pond, not enough to disturb the water very much, just enough to stir the leaves above them. Henry looks up. The branches move gently against the pale afternoon sky. Orange leaves flicker in the light. One lets go, then another. The first leaf drifts down toward the water. The second lands softly on the grass near the bench. His baby sister watches both of them. Her eyes move slowly from the tree to the pond and back again. The red leaf is still in her hand, a little crumpled now, but still important. Henry smiles. Across the pond, the duck has reached the middle at last. It has done almost nothing to get there. The water carried it, slowly, patiently, without any hurry at all. Henry likes that. A dog barks somewhere beyond the trees. The sound comes and goes. The pond remains still. The bench remains warm beneath him. His father says nothing. Henry says nothing. Neither of them needs to. The afternoon already feels complete. The trees, the leaves, the duck, the pond, his sister holding a leaf as carefully as treasure. All of it belongs together somehow. The breeze passes once more through the branches overhead. The leaves answer with a soft rustling sound. Henry listens. For a while, that is all he does. Just listens. The duck drifts. The leaf floats. The trees stand quietly around the water, and the afternoon carries on exactly as it is. Slowly, peacefully, without needing to become anything else. A man walks past on the path behind them. He has a dog with very long ears. The dog pauses for a moment. It looks toward the pond. Then it follows the man around the bend beneath the trees. Gone again. The park settles back into itself. The duck drifts a little further. The floating leaf turns slowly on the water. Near the edge of the pond, a second leaf lands, then a third, each one making the smallest ring before the stillness returns. Henry watches them spread, circle after circle, then disappear. His sister makes another small sound from the pram. His father smiles. The red leaf is still held tightly in her hand. The afternoon light has changed now. Not brighter, not darker, just softer. The trunks of the trees glow faintly where the sunlight touches them. The pond reflects the sky. The sky reflects the pond. For a moment, Henry is not quite sure where one ends and the other begins. He leans back against the bench. The wood feels smooth through his coat. The air smells of leaves and earth and the coolness that comes before evening. A bird calls somewhere above them. Another answers from deeper in the trees. Then quiet again. The duck keeps drifting. Leaves keep falling. The pond keeps holding the sky. And Henry sits beside his father while his sister holds her red leaf. There is nowhere else they need to be. Nothing else they need to do. Just this bench, this pond, this Tuesday afternoon. And the slow, gentle feeling of watching the world carry on around them. They left before breakfast. That was the plan. Get up while it is still dark. Pack the car the night before. And leave before breakfast. A little girl is in the back seat. Her name is Nell. She is 5 years old. She has a blanket from her bed wrapped around her. Her pillow is wedged between her and the door. Her eyes were closed when they started, but they are open now. Outside the window, the city is still mostly asleep. The streets are empty. The traffic lights change for no one. Green, amber, red. Green again. Patient and steady. Doing their job even when there is nobody there. Nell watches them as they pass. Her mother is driving. Her father is in the passenger seat. He has a flask of tea between his hands. He passes it to her mother sometimes. She takes it with one hand. They do not talk much. It is too early for talking. It is the kind of morning that is content with quiet. Nell pulls her blanket up. She leans her head against the pillow. She watches the city go past. The dark buildings, the lit windows here and there. People already up. She wonders about them. Who gets up this early? What are they doing? Where are they going? Gradually, the city thins out. The buildings get lower. The streets get wider. Then there are fields, dark and flat in the early morning. The sky above them beginning just slightly to change. Not light yet, but thinking about it. A very dark blue at the edges, getting softer. Nell watches the sky. She has never tried to watch it get light before. She did not know it happened this slowly, this quietly, like something changing its mind very carefully, taking its time, not wanting to rush. Her father has fallen asleep. She can hear his slow breathing. Her mother drives. The road is almost empty, just the car and the dark fields and the sky getting ready. Nell closes her eyes just for a little while. When she opens them again, everything is different. The sky is light, pale and wide and blue, real blue, morning blue. The fields are green. A river flashes silver through them once, and then it is gone. Her father is awake now. He is looking out the window. He points something out to her mother. She leans forward to look. Nell looks too. Hills, low and green and rolling, and beyond them, just visible at the edge, something flat, something that goes all the way to the horizon, something that is the same colour as the sky. Is that it? Nell says. Her father looks back at her. That's it, he says. The sea. It takes a little longer to get there. The road winds down through a small town, old stone buildings and a church with a square tower, a bakery with its lights on, a man walking a dog on the empty pavement. The dog has its nose to the ground, very busy, very focused. Then the road turns, and suddenly there it is, right there. No more distance, no more almost, just the sea, wide and grey-blue and moving, stretching out in both directions as far as Nell can see. And beyond that, nothing, just water and sky meeting somewhere far away. Her father parks the car on a small road above the beach. He turns off the engine. They all sit for a moment, just looking. The sea moves. It does not stop. Even now, in the early morning quiet, it keeps coming in, wave after wave, each one lifting and folding and laying itself down on the sand, then pulling back, then another one coming, on and on. It has been doing this all night, all year, for longer than anyone can imagine. Nell watches it from the car. She has been to the seaside before, but it always surprises her how big it is, how it does not stop. Her mother opens the car door. The sound comes in, the low, constant sound of the sea, and the smell, salt and cold and something ancient. Something that has no name, but that you would know anywhere. Nell breathes it in. all the way down. They get out of the car. The wind is there immediately. Not fierce, just present. Moving around them, pushing at Nell's hair and her coat. She holds her collar closed with one hand. She looks down at the beach. The beach is long and wide and nearly empty. The sand is pale and still dark in places from the tide. Smooth near the water, ridged and rippled higher up. Like the sand remembers the waves, even when the waves are not there. They go down the path to the beach. Nell goes first. The path is steep and sandy. She takes big steps. Her feet sink a little with each one. She reaches the bottom. She stops. She looks down at the sand. She takes one step onto it, then another. She can feel it shifting under her shoes, giving way, then firming up. She walks towards the water. The others are behind her. She does not wait. She walks straight towards the sea. The sand changes as she gets closer, darker, harder. The waves have been here. There are things in the sand near the water. Small shells, pieces of smooth glass, cloudy white and pale green. A piece of wood, worn smooth. A feather. Nell crouches down. She picks up a piece of the cloudy glass. She holds it up. The light comes through it just a little, soft and pale. She puts it in her coat pocket. She picks up a small white shell, perfectly formed, a spiral getting smaller towards the center. She puts that in her pocket too. Her mother comes and crouches beside her. She picks up a shell too. She shows it to Nell. It is flat and round and the colour of a pale moon. They look at it together. A wave comes. Not a big one, just a small, tired wave. It reaches towards them across the sand. It gets very close. Then it stops. It pulls back, leaving a thin line of white foam. The foam shrinks and disappears into the sand. Nell watches where it was. The sand is darker there now, wet and smooth. She can see her reflection in it. Just her shape, dark against the pale sand. They walk along the beach, the three of them. Her mother and father close together. Nell slightly ahead. The wind comes from the sea, cool and steady. There are birds along the tide line, small ones moving fast, running on quick legs along the edge of the water, going one way, then turning, then going back, following the waves out, running from the waves in, very busy, very purposeful, very small against the wide grey beach. Nell watches them. She tries to walk like them, quick, small steps. She follows the wave out. She runs from the wave in. Her parents watch her. Her father laughs. Not a big laugh, just a warm one. They find a place to sit higher up the beach. There is a low dune. The sand is dry here, fine and pale. They sit with their backs against it, out of the wind. Her mother has the bag from the car. She takes out the food. They left before breakfast, but they brought breakfast with them. Rolls wrapped in paper, cheese and a little butter, an apple each, and the flask of tea. Nell unwraps her roll. She takes a bite. The bread is soft and the cheese is cold. She chews and looks at the sea. The waves keep coming. She watches them while she eats. Each one a little different. Some bigger, some that barely make it before they fold, some that come in pairs. She could watch them for a very long time. She thinks she could watch them all day and not get tired. Her father pours the tea. He hands her mother a cup. He pours one for himself. He holds it in both hands. He stares at the sea. He looks very peaceful. Nell looks at him. He is often busy, often with his phone or his work or something that needs doing. But here, he just looks at the sea, like there is nowhere else to be. There isn't, Nell thinks. There really isn't. She finishes her roll. She eats her apple. She stands up. She walks back down to the water. The tide is lower now than when they arrived. The wet sand goes further out. More of the beach is showing, more shells and glass and things the sea has brought. Nell walks slowly. She is looking down. She finds a piece of orange sea glass, very small, very smooth. She has never found orange before. She holds it up to the sky. The colour comes through it, like a small piece of light. She puts it in her pocket with the others. She finds a stone that is perfectly oval, grey with a thin white line. She puts it in her pocket. She finds a mussel shell, dark blue and purple. The inside is shining. She holds it and looks at the inside. The colour shifts as she turns it. Blue and purple and silver and something almost green. She puts it in her pocket. Her pockets are getting heavy. She does not mind. She walks to the edge of the water. She stands where the waves reach. She lets one come to her feet. It does not quite reach her shoes, but she can feel the cold coming off it. The cold and the salt. She looks out at the sea, at how far it goes, at the place where the water meets the sky, the horizon. She has learned that word, horizon. It sounds like what it is, something far and steady and always there. The wind comes off the sea. It pushes against her. She leans into it slightly. It holds her. The wind and the cold and the salt and the sound of the waves, all of it around her, all of it holding her up. Her father comes to stand beside her. He does not say anything. He just stands there with her, looking out at the same horizon. The wind comes steadily from the sea, cool and fresh. It moves her hair across her face. It pushes gently against her coat. The waves continue their slow work, coming in, folding onto the sand, pulling back again, then another and another. Nell watches them. No two waves seem exactly the same. Some reach further, some barely make it, some arrive alone, some arrive together. Yet somehow the sea always feels steady, always itself. A gull passes overhead. Its wings hardly move. The wind carries it along the beach. Its shadow slips briefly across the wet sand before disappearing. Nell looks down. The sea glass in her pocket knocks softly against the shells. A small sound, just for her. She reaches inside and feels them with her fingertips. the smooth orange glass, the spiral shell, the oval stone with the white line. Each one feels different. Each one came from somewhere out there, somewhere beyond the waves, beyond the horizon. The thought makes the sea feel even bigger. Her father points towards the water. Far out, a fishing boat moves slowly across the horizon. So far away, it looks no bigger than a toy. Nell watches it. The boat moves. The waves move. The clouds move. Everything is moving, slowly, patiently, without hurry. The beach stretches away in both directions, wide and pale beneath the morning sky. A few people walk in the distance, tiny figures against the sea. The little shorebirds are still running along the tide line, following the water out, running back from it again, busy with whatever shorebirds do all day. Nell smiles. She likes that they never seem to stop. The tide has pulled further away now. More wet sand shines in the sunlight. Small pools have appeared across the beach, each one holding a piece of sky. Clouds drifting in water, water holding clouds. She is never quite sure which it is. Her father rests one hand lightly on her shoulder. Neither of them speaks. There is nothing they need to say. The sea is already saying enough. The wind, the waves, the birds, the distant boat, the endless horizon, all of it sits together. Nell stands quietly beside him, the shells in her pocket, the sea stretching before her, the morning opening wider and wider around them, and for a little while longer they stay exactly where they are, watching the waves arrive, watching them leave, watching the sea carry on as it always has, endlessly, patiently, under the wide blue sky.